what's going on, guys? It's Connor. So I played the Halo Infinite tech demo, and it was really good. I had a good time with it. I think it's the first time that Halo's really felt like Halo in a long time. Unfortunately, they sent me the like the questionnaire, or like the thing that you have to fill out about your feedback and whatnot. And I was in the midst of filling it out, and I must have got the email late or something, because I saved it halfway through and then went on break at work, and I went to go take it again, and it said we're no longer accepting submissions. So I didn't get to give my feedback, which sucks, because I did type up like quite a bit. Like I went all out because I care about this. I did like a bunch of paragraphs and stuff about what I thought should be changed, and they're not going to get to see it. So I went ahead and took some notes on my phone. I prepared a little video here for you guys. Just some of the beginning of the video is some of the points that I pointed out. At some point, it is going to be just generic gameplay in the background while I read my notes. Overall, as a tech demo goes, or tech preview, I thought it was really good. It was fun. I got to play the full 2 hours of the PvP, which was a good time. So we're gonna go ahead and start out the video here. First off, these little intros, I love these. It's a good way to highlight, like, hey, this is what my Spartan looks like, and I'm sure that there's all kinds of microtransactions, or not microtransactions, but things you'll be able to unlock, like stances and stuff like that, to really, show that off a bit. And get to show off your armor too, which is really cool. So one of the things I did like is the destructible environments. Granted, it's not like Battlefield where the walls are coming down and stuff, but it is cool when you throw a grenade and, boxes and pallets go flying everywhere. Like this guy right here that I ended up shooting, he falls into those boxes and like kind of throws them around a little bit, and I thought that was really cool. It's just like a nice little touch, and it complements the physics of the ragdoll, the bodies too. Sometimes it can be a little goofy though, as you can see here. I would have liked the fruit to go everywhere, because I did beat somebody into that, thinking that bananas were going to go everywhere, and I was disappointed to find that it's not the case. One thing I do really like, though, about the physics, and I saw people on the internet saying this might be a glitch, maybe they'll fix it, but when you melee somebody and they yeet across the whole map, if that's a glitch, don't fix it. Like, there's a lot of things you need to fix. That's not one of them. That's awesome. Like right here. And that's not even the best one that I got on video. Like that was just a little one. But sometimes they shoot across the map and just like smack off the wall, and it's like, we don't have assassinations, and that's fine. I know you've kind of hinted that you might be bringing them back, 343, eventually. In the meantime, leave the yeets. I think it's a good call. They're fun. They're good in lieu of an assassination. So one thing I didn't like is, I like that it's harder and the aim assist is lower on controller on Xbox. The only thing is, when somebody comes right up in front of you, like they're right in your face, it becomes a problem when there's no aim assist, because they just kind of run off to your side, and typically aim assist would keep both of you slightly engaged with each other. When it's not there, you're both just like going right past each other and trying to melee at close range. I'm used to get their shields down, get in close, aim in like within like the general direction, like get your aim 75% right, hit melee, and then know that it's going to do the rest for you. That might sound newbie, but that's how Halo's been forever. So now it's just going to be random generic gameplay in the background, just so there's some scenery while I talk at you. I know when you go ADS and you get shot, it forces you out of ADS. That was fine when you click in the stick to aim. I know this is like something that you can just change in your settings, but right now they have the native settings, like the default settings on controller, is going ADS is linked to left trigger. So the problem is, while you're holding in that left trigger, you're sending a constant command to the computer or to the Xbox to aim in. So when somebody shoots you and breaks your ADS, that command kicks in and snaps you right back into it. So the problem is, you're aiming, or you're sniping, or you're using like the Commando, and it creates this cycle of you just snapping in and out like rapid fire of scope, and it's so disorienting and you have no idea what you're doing. It got to the point that I was afraid to even zoom in, even with sniper, so I was just going around getting snapshots, like just using iron sights or firing from the hip the whole time, until I decided to finally map it to the clicking in. But I kind of like the left trigger, so I don't know what you could really do about that. Maybe once you get like snapped out of ADS, you have to re-engage the left trigger. I don't know how that would be in practice, but that sounds better to me. I also think the sensor dart is a little underwhelming. Like I noticed that I was across, it was actually on this map, Bazaar, and adjacent to me or across the way, there was the building. I saw a bunch of people moving around in it, so I fired the dart at the wall thinking that'll illuminate everybody in the building. And it was like the two guys closest to the wall were able to be seen briefly. It just felt underwhelming. Like I expected that to be kind of like an eye into the building, which it's meant to be. And it seemed like a couple of them ran out the back door and I never knew they were there. I just think the range on it needs to be extended just a bit, because at the moment it's like you see them run into it and you see them run out, and like it tracks them a little bit, but I don't know. It's for what it's supposed to be, I really think it's underperforming, but that's just my opinion. Another thing is I think the Commando needs a buff. I'm seeing a lot of similar sentiment online. At the moment, the kick on it is just way too much. Like, it's supposed to be a long-range weapon, and I get that that's supposed to incentivize you to feather the trigger or shoot semi-automatic. But the problem is, like, from a distance, the kick is so high that when I'm trying to, land repeat shots like that, I start shooting from the head and it starts riding up and going. But I think the kick brings it to the left and right. I could be wrong, but it's just not as accurate as it should be. And if it's going to be that heavy of a round and kicking back that much, then it needs a damage buff. Like, there needs to be a trade-off, because at the moment it's not accurate enough and it's not putting out enough damage. I found myself opting for the pistol instead of the Commando in many occasions, where the Commando would have been great, which is a shame, because that's its role in the sandbox. This is another one that I saw a lot of people talking about, so I'm probably beating a dead horse on this one, but the friend or foe, I actually like that. I mean, they kind of already have that in Destiny. I'm surprised more people aren't really talking about this, because like it's been in Destiny for a while, but everybody's talking about it as if it's like a new thing. Like, oh, who knows how it's gonna be? It's like, well, we do if you've played Destiny, at least ideally. The only thing I do agree with everybody is that it's too much. Like, it's the people come around the corner and they glow. Like, they glow a lot. And it kind of defeats the purpose of like customizing your Spartan and stuff. Cause like you see those guys there at that range, I can't tell anything. And also I think it's cheating too much. Like, it's making it way too easy for them to see me, or for me to see them. Like, they can't flank me, they can't do anything. Cause once I have my eyes on them and I can see them running around, if one of them goes out of frame, I'm gonna notice that immediately. So I think that it just needs to be toned down a little bit. Also, I don't like that shields are the same color, because once they come up to you and you start shooting them, it's like an electrical explosion of red. I think the shield should be gold to contrast the outline. I think the outline should be a lot softer. One big thing that I noticed that kind of annoyed me, and I'm not sure, I haven't seen anybody talk about this, is the grenades. I think in the old Halos, when you throw a grenade on the concrete, it would kind of roll a lot further or bounce a lot further, whereas in the dirt or the mud, it would kind of like do one quick little bounce. It was more circumstantial, like to where it is. In this one, it doesn't matter what surface you throw the grenade on. It's like the second you chuck it, the fucker just puts on like ice skates and just goes across the whole map. Like, there's plenty of times on the shooting range map, Live Fire, where I came up to somebody, I aimed like 3 feet in front of them, thinking that okay, it'll do a little tiny hop and a skip on the mud, because it was like that muddy area. So I was like, it'll do a little hop and skip, it'll end up like right underneath them or just behind them. And I threw it, and finally when it blew up, it was like 15 yards behind them or 30 yards behind them in the next room. So it's really hard to predict where frag grenades specifically, where they're going. I definitely think that they need to be more reactive to the surface they're being thrown on, and overall I think that the distance that they travel once they hit the ground needs to be reduced. But so far, I mean, the tech preview I think was a great success. I can't wait to see the campaign and just kind of get into that world and just kind of just exist in there, you know, and play the campaign and see the new enemies and stuff. As far as multiplayer, they've really made a cool Halo game here. I'm really happy with it. It's fun. It feels like Halo. The art style feels like Halo. The guns are back in their old looks and stuff, but while still looking a little new. I really like it. Alright guys, but that's all I have for this. I know it doesn't seem like a lot in video format, but when I was typing it, it was quite a bit. But I really wanted 343 to hear that, so I'm hoping they see this. I'm a new channel, so chances are they're probably gonna not see it. They probably won't. And I'm also new on the Halo scene here, but I'm gonna be making a video that talks about what my channel is, kind of an introduction. It's gonna be very much like Halo follower Sean W and, you know, Hidden Xperia and all that, just covering Halo stuff. Also though, I'm a prop maker professionally for films, so I make a lot of Halo guns and Halo armor in real life, which I'm going to showcase in the introduction video. So that's kind of what this is going to be. It's going to be just like all things Halo at the moment, so I'm going to be covering the game, also showing off like inside the shop, like making the armor, maybe take requests from the comments of what helmet you want me to make next and stuff. But anyways guys, yeah, so if any of that interests you, feel free to like and subscribe.